Welcome to the Become a Writer Today podcast with Brian Collins. Here you'll find practical advice and interviews for all kinds of writers.
Meditation. Have you tried it to overcome feelings like writer's block or feeling like you don't have any ideas for your writing? Hi there, my name is Brian Collins and welcome to the Become a Writer Today podcast. And meditation is a powerful technique that I've used for the last few years with apps like Headspace and Calm and so on. And it's also a technique that everyone from David Lynch to the writer Natalie Goldberg talk about and explain how it's helped them with their craft and in their art. So I spoke to the Irish artist and meditation coach Marianne McGuire, and I asked her how she got into meditation in the first place and how this practice can help new writers.
My whole background is actually in art. I managed a fine art gallery. I worked in fine art auctioneering. I studied history of art, and I've been a painter for all of my adult life. But I always had this calling, and I couldn't deny it. It was just always there in the background based on a spiritual experience I had as a child. So I had this experience of being awareness, and I knew it was this extremely firm foundation I had in my life that I didn't get from reading books or studying. But because I was conditioned, I kind of put it to the side. I put it to the side because I thought, well, you're supposed to live life a certain way. So eventually I followed my calling and I started to let go and know how to let go of struggle and know who you really are, because I just believe it's an absolutely fundamental way to live your life. And so going within, meditating, connecting to the greater part of yourself is what allows you to be creative. It's what allows you to live a juicy life. And I absolutely love helping people. I love receiving the feedback. It's so gratifying. And I really feel that I'm living my life's purpose. And that's what I love to help people do, live their life's purpose.
So Marianne, like a lot of writers feel like their purpose is to tell a story that's inside of them. But, I was talking to one new writer recently who said she was struggling to get these ideas inside of her and to get them onto the page and let them flow. Do you think meditation is something that could help a writer like that?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Because that all comes from judgment. That all comes from judgment and kind of, berating ourselves. And are we going to be good enough? Is this going to be accepted? And when you let all of that go, when you give yourself permission to let all of that go, you open up a space and you can meet that part of yourself. You can receive the guidance. And this is very real. I don't want it to sound esoteric. This is very, very real, and it has very real ramifications in your life. So there's a huge link between meditation and creativity. I mean, going within is the key to living a creative life. And I'm not just referring now to being an artist or a writer. I am as well, but also to receiving new ideas for your business, for example. Because when your mind isn't focused and your attention is scattered, you just won't be able to connect, as I say, with the source of creativity. And the ideas and inspiration are always present. That's what we need to remember. It's not like, I have to go and create something myself. They're always there. But you have to be open and willing to receive them, to hear the whisperings of awareness. And then you have to act upon them. I mean, connecting to the source of creativity, to the field of awareness, is one of the most powerful actions you can take, because this is where you receive the information and the guidance that you need for your next creative project, for the next best step in your life.
So
really.
Lots of creative professionals do talk about the benefits of meditation. I suppose from the kind of business and non-fiction background, there'd be Tim Ferriss, and then from the film and media industry, there'd be the film writer and director David Lynch. I'm just wondering, is there a particular type of meditation that you would advocate for somebody who's interested in becoming more creative?
A particular type? Well, I suppose I have a way of looking at this. My big thing is, so if there was a secret to developing a practice for a creative person or for an entrepreneur, really what I'd say to you is don't complicate it, because what will happen is you'll be put off it, especially if you're a beginner, and you just won't do it, you'll walk away, Absolutely don't complicate it. Look, don't bother with the complicated breathing techniques and the, sitting in the lotus position. Don't worry about any of that. The secret is to commit to it and don't give up after doing it once or twice, because it has a cumulative effect and you go deeper more easily when you practice it regularly and preferably at the same time every day. Really, just go within, focus on your breathing, and become aware of your senses. So kind of get out of your head, the monkey mind.
Yeah.
And focus, maybe start at your head, moving down your body, down until you reach your toes. And focus on your senses. Just very, very simple. What can I hear right now? What am I smelling? What happens there? It's so simple. You're becoming present. You become present. You're actually kind of in your body on planet Earth, as opposed to off away in the past, regretting the past, worrying about the future. No, present moment. That's where the power is. That's where the magic is.
And how long would somebody do this before they sit down to write?
I'm really not into taking a lot of time about it. Obviously, if you can set aside time, preferably the same time each day, 20 minutes would be amazing. But just say you're about to sit down and write. 15 minutes before you write. 15 minutes to open up, let go of the monkey mind and open that space and allow the inspiration to flow. I'll give you an example, Brian. I didn't even mean to do this. I just had this idea again, an inspiration. Always follow your intuitive nudges. And I thought, poetry. I've put that off for ages because, I'm an artist mainly, but I adore writing. But poetry. And I sat down every single morning. It's kind of key that even if you have to get up earlier, same time every day. And I took out my notebook. I didn't use a computer, notebook and pen. And within 28 days, I had a book of poetry written. And I set aside, I went within for 5 minutes in the morning. I wrote for about 20 minutes. I mean, seriously, it was no great commitment. But the point is, I set aside the time to do it, I committed to do it. And it was, although I say so myself, it was kind of lovely, delicious.
Yeah.
I adore writing. I was delighted with it, set aside, just even if it's 5 minutes, do it. Give yourself permission to do it. Because if you start making it complicated, or put half forward, sit in the lotus position, you'll never do it.
Yeah, I agree, Marianne. So in the past, I've experimented with using apps like Headspace and Calm and so on. But actually, what you were saying there about writing in the morning before you sit down to write, or meditating, kind of reminds me of a book by Natalie Goldberg called Writing Down the Bones. But she's a great believer in meditation and it's how it helps writers become more creative. But she actually talks about as well how free writing, that is just sitting in front of the page and writing about whatever's on your mind, is a form of practice or a form of meditation too.
That's huge too. It's like the artist's way. Get rid of the junk in the morning. That's one way of doing it. Take out a pen and paper, write down what's on your mind. Something's annoying you, write it down. Look, burn it, throw it away. You're not going to be using this. But then you can, with no judgment or censorship, keep it going, see what happens. Even if you're just writing, I don't know what to write, what am I doing? Just keep it going. And then all of a sudden you can uncover, the magic starts to happen. You go, oh my God, that's gorgeous. Let's follow that trail. And you tap into this field and everything's there already. That's the glory of this. All these innovative ideas for whatever creative venture you have, or, if you're an entrepreneur or an executive, whatever your business idea is, they're all there already. You don't necessarily have to create them because that puts too much pressure. Do you know what I mean? It's putting a lot of pressure on yourself, thinking, I have to come up with something. It's all there already, this higher view, We're tapping into the field, like Max Planck, who's the father of quantum physics, called it the divine matrix. So we don't have to be esoteric. We can get right down to quantum physics. Like, whatever your belief is, it's there. It's right. It's here, I should say. It's not there, but at arm's reach. It's here within us. And I just think that's so comforting to know that all the juicy ideas you need for your writing or whatever your endeavors are here waiting for you to allow.
So one of the things that new writers could struggle with is, feelings of overwhelm. So for example, you might be working on your book in the morning and you have a busy day job during the day and you're getting, a lot of requests on you from perhaps the people you work with or your manager. And then you come home and you're feeling a bit burnt out and stressed. I'm just wondering, how do you think meditation can help you, avoid those feelings of overwhelm or even get through them?
Well, I think what happens is you become focused. And that's what's hugely important. That's why it's so good with productivity. What meditation is, it's a state of awareness that enables you to ground yourself in the security of the present moment. And it's a really effective way to get distance from your thoughts and receive new innovative ideas and inspirations for your business and your life. I mean, you're going to become more productive. You're going to worry less because overthinking, stress, it's an epidemic in modern society.
Yeah.
And a focused mind is a productive mind. So you don't want to spend your life spinning your wheels. So when you place your attention within, on that presence that occupies your body, it'll remind you of the truth about the present moment. And your life can become uncluttered. So you become much more productive. And unproductive thoughts fall away because you become focused and naturally productive. And because worry, let's talk about the possibly the most unproductive state there is, it puts you in a powerful state where worry doesn't really feature anymore. You either deal with the problem or you accept it, but you stop worrying about it. And this alone is priceless because you begin to own your life.
And have you worked with any clients or, executives perhaps who've struggled with those feelings of overwhelm and who've used meditation to become more productive?
Very much so. Many. I love her so much. I had one very interesting client and I helped. She was a lawyer and she was experiencing burnout. And you see, when you meditate, you can discover your life's purpose. And when you have a sense of purpose, everything changes in your work and life because you become so focused. So I worked with her. She reached the stage where she wanted to give up and her career had become very dry. And she was depressed about it. And she knew. She's a lawyer, okay? But she knew in her heart and soul something was missing. And I shared a simple meditation practice with her and guided her to examine what her core desire was. So we did that I gave her a technique I have. It's called light writing, journaling after meditation. And you bring the question with you before meditation. And then when you come out of the short meditation, you write about it and you receive all these amazing, juicy insights about it. And I also guided her, what did she want to experience? How does she want to serve her clients? And she had an aha moment when she did this, where she realized that she had cut off her compassion when dealing with clients. This was what was missing, because she was acting in a way that she thought she should act. And this was creating a block in her business and running a successful and enjoyable business. So she started to be much more present with her clients. She allowed herself to connect with them on a human level. She listened to them deeply. She opened up to her own intuitive guidance about them and guided them about the best way forward. She used meditation for this, and she said the results were amazing. They absolutely delighted her. Her business doubled. She received very gratifying feedback from her clients who said they'd never experienced a service like it. And she developed a niche for her business by allowing herself to acknowledge and focus on her purpose.
And did she meditate, daily or every other day?
Yes, she meditated daily. And I taught her this technique of light writing because she was feeling so foggy. She brought the question in with her. She went within, into the stillness. And then she received the answers she needed. That's where the aha moments come from. But the glory of it is, my God, she acted on it. She acted on it. She didn't just go, oh, isn't that fascinating? You have to be grounded with all of this. You can't just be up in the air. You have to be grounded. And when you get intuitive insights, you act on them. You honor them. And that's what she did. And her business doubled. And she's happy. Most importantly, she's happy.
Definitely. And one other thing that struck me from listening to your story about the lawyer, Marianne, is the meditation technique she was using didn't strike me as a digital one, in that you gave her a question and she meditated and then she sat down and wrote. So I'm just wondering, where do you stand on perhaps digital meditation apps that have become more popular, like, for example, Headspace, which I've used in the past?
Anything that helps somebody go within is wonderful. It depends on your personality type. If it helps you, set aside, or, you can set an alarm, set aside time each day. Some people love guided visualizations. I recommend you just make stillness your friend. You make stillness your friend. Some people just close their eyes, go into the stillness, and that's absolutely fine. Do whatever suits you. There's no right or wrong.
Do you think practicing stillness daily is something that can help you focus?
Oh my God, yes. I mean, it totally increases productivity because of the proclivity to overthink in this society, the monkey mind. And who wants to go through life spinning their wheels? The cluttered thoughts fall away naturally without you having to do anything. I mean, this is why very, very well-known, hugely successful entrepreneurs use this. This isn't some, esoteric practice. I mean, for example, Jack Dorsey, co-founder and CEO of Twitter and founder and CEO of Square, Steve Jobs, Apple, Tim Ferriss, who you mentioned, actually, who wrote the 4-Hour Workweek, he interviewed 140 highly successful people, and he discovered that the vast majority of them meditated. They chose to create this habit. Mindfulness and meditation is just so important for this. I mean, when you see hugely successful people doing it, you have to, we need to learn from that. They're not sitting around in the lotus position, wearing Malabis and just doing it for the fun of it. They're doing it because it's increasing the bottom line, and they're feeling more fulfilled in their everyday lives.
So if I wanted to get started with meditation, would it be enough for me to just start with at least just 5 minutes a day before I go to work or start writing?
Yes, Brian, do you know what? The concern I have with some people, because busy, they're like, I don't even 5 minutes, and they don't do it. What I would say is, look, start with anything, even if you go outside and listen to a bird singing for 30 seconds. Hey, it's a start. Then the next day, do it for a minute. The next day, do it for 2 minutes. The next day, oh, yeah, great. I love this so much. I'm going to do it for 5 minutes until you progress to 20 minutes a day. Look, there have been times when I've done 4 hours at a time. I've got up early. That's different. I've been doing it for years, and maybe there's something particular I have to just uncover, discover. But if you're just starting out, oh my God, the difference 20 minutes makes. I mean, and we're talking about difference in the bottom line and your life, creativity. It affects every area of your life. It's huge. Definitely start with 5 minutes, and then you'll want to continue. Just don't pressure yourself to feel significant.
Okay. And Marianne, where can people find you or your art?
They can find my art website is my name, www.mariannemcguire.com, and that's MCUIRE, and then letgoandknow.com is where I help people with all of this to let go of struggle, know who they really are, so that they can live juicy, creative lives at last.
That was great. Thanks again for your time, Marianne.
You're so welcome, Brian. Thank you so much. It was a pleasure to be here with you.
I hope you enjoyed this podcast episode. If you did, please leave a rating on the iTunes store. And if you want to accomplish more with your writing, please visit becomeawritertoday.com/join, and I'll send you a free email course. Thanks for listening.